Next,
the offended Muslim community for no paperback.
Really what the majority of Muslims are looking for is something quite simple. It's an agreement not to publish the paperback, and I think that would make all the difference.
Paperback must be published because it must be shown that we aren't going to be intimidated by people who want to stop us reading whatever it is we want to read.
Deadlock then over the question of the paperback, but the hope must be that the cumulative effect of Rushdie's words over the weekend and tonight will create a new forum for debate.
I think he thinks that there's very little talking to do with what can be called fundamentalists, but he does think there's a substantial body of devout Muslims who love the novel, who love imaginative literature, who could be persuaded, I think, to give this book a chance if he could just reach them with an account of what he intended to do. That's one group of people. I think he's also addressing a liberal constituency, among whom I would count myself, who've always supported him, but who I think, among whom he sees, I think, a kind of slippage of opinion. He sees a kind of increasing wave of opinion that says, oh, come on, Salman, call it off, you know, make a gesture, cancel the paperback, be a nice guy, engage in some nice woolly English compromise and get us all off the hook. And he's saying in a rather polite, quiet way, I'm sorry, not on this one.
That was Michael Ignatieff talking to Fiona Murch. Well, now that speech by Salman Rushdie is still underway at the ICA. It's, of course, being delivered by Harold Pinter. Our arts correspondent is at the ICA. Fiona Murch, what exactly are people likely to hear tonight?
Well, it's a difficult one to judge because the whole thing isn't over yet. But what's interesting is that it started in a much more personal way than expected. And in the context of what he said at the weekend, it's far more poignant because over the weekend we heard about his personal suffering, personal dilemma. And that's made what he's had to say tonight much more relevant and startling in a way. He's been talking, as it predicted, about the form of the novel and the way forward for some kind of dialogue between writers and people from the religious community.
Does Rushdie seriously believe that he can change minds with this lecture?
I don't know if he thinks he can change minds, but I think what he's hoping to do is to appeal to a section of the community he's sure is out there, who want to listen and who want to be given a wider area to debate in. And that's what he's trying to do. Tonight, the audience here, I'm sure he's preaching to the converted. But when his lecture is made public, which will happen tomorrow, I think then it might be taken up and will broaden the debate.
Well, now, briefly, is there any sense of fear, foreboding around these proceedings? Some people are taking quite strong personal risks, aren't they?
Yes, they are, and the security has been very tight tonight. In fact, it's because security was tight, the lecture started late. But there are no demonstrations and none are expected.
Fiona Murch, thank you very much. Just the